Hi, it's Julie here. Today we'll be doing cascarones. Basically, a more fun way and economical, eco-friendly way of having an Easter party or just an Easter gathering. First, you're gonna need a lot of eggs. It's pretty simple. All you do when you scramble an egg, fry an egg, whatever you do with the egg except to boil, you're gonna grab a metal spoon or fork, you're gonna tap on it, you're gonna break it. You're just gonna stick your finger in there if you're not grossed out by it. You're gonna take off all the top. You're gonna leave circular opening. You wash them soap and water. Some people like washing them with vinegar. Other people don't. Next thing you're gonna need is food coloring. You can buy the kits at the store, at dollar store, Walmart, Walgreens, wherever you guys buy it, that's where you can do it. After you've collected a lot of this, you want to sort your colors out and not have difficulties like me. I had a bit of a mess of colors. But we have some of our basic colors. There's pink, there is yellow, there's green, there is blue, there's purple, there's some orange, and I found one red. So we'll find out what color it really is once they come out. But it's pretty easy. You want to fill the container. And if you run out of containers, obviously you use bowls. 3/4 or you're gonna fill it halfway to 3/4. Some of them may have more. You want to fill it with cool water, 1/3. Then after that, you're gonna want to boil some water, and then fill the rest. So, water, tablets, hot boiling water. This is the part you do without the kids. You can keep it, let it cool. You're gonna move on. Everything already has the food coloring in it. Everything is completely dissolved. The next step is your dry eggs that have the hole. You're just gonna start dipping them in colors. So I figured I'd start over here. You're gonna push them in. Gloves, because then your fingers are gonna look like you've been working mechanic all week. And you just literally zip them in water. If they don't go all the way in, that's totally fine. We can add more water. Doesn't have to be perfectly measured, but if you have a little OCD, like me, you might be a little freaked out. Okay, and I'm gonna just add more water as I go. Water's definitely cooled down. And here we go. I'm gonna do about a color of each. I kept a spare carton, which I'll show you guys in a minute, so that once these eggs are done and I need to put in new eggs, I can leave these to dry. You obviously keep the carton so that it's easier to have a place to dry them and you don't make so much of a mess. It's preferable to do it outside, because indoors, if you have a nice fancy tablecloth or just a really nice tablecloth, it may not come out ever looking the same way again. And it depends on the food coloring. That one. Okay, I left the spoons in just so that later on it'll be easier to take them out. Yeah, and I'm just literally pouring them in there. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, I had extra. Oh. Here we go. Filling them up with more warm water. Now this is pretty much Mexican tradition. A lot of Central and South American cultures have been using this method to celebrate for a very long time. I find it to be way more fun because it's a disaster in the end, but it's totally worth it. Instead of getting all preppery and pretty for Easter, you end up, you know, all messy, and you had a great time, a great memory, great pictures. So that's kind of me. I might need more hot water. Let's see. This, not so much. Green. Who's gonna bring me another pot of hot water? Wait, no. Switch. You hold the camera. Bring me the hot water. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Because I'm gonna need more for this. Okay, you want to make sure that all the eggs are underwater. That's why you wear the gloves. You can give them a spin if they're not completely covered. You can give them a spin. Certain colors you can mix, it won't be too bad. Others, not so much. You don't have to leave them too long. You leave them about a minute each side, and then you turn them over. Oh, there goes my water. And here we go. Add more water. And if the color isn't dark enough, you can always add more food coloring. I chose pastel colors, but you can get darker colors. It's just a matter of trying to fill them up with more water. Oh, I missed one. Someone doesn't want to get food coloring on them. Okay, so wait, I missed more. I really am. It's a lot. How about we move these over? Make it easier. So, we're gonna use empty carton. I buy 30, we're a large family. We eat lots of eggs. Yeah, I know, cholesterol. But this egg is basically done. It's purple. Now all I'm gonna do is place it down, face down, with the circular part that has the opening downward. And the purples might vary, and that's okay. I'm still emptying out the water. You would think this would help. It doesn't. That's why I put a plastic table cover. Just trying to keep it simple. I finished with purple, move on to my next color. Blue. Oh, I think we got another purple there. So, blue. Let's move this over. The purple. We'll discover colors as we go. Another purple. Doesn't have to be perfect. The goal is to color them lightly. Like this one, you can just give it a flip. Actually, where is the spoon? You can give these a flip while you're turning them over. I have extra hands to help. So you guys that have gloves on, you don't have to do this amount, this quantity. If you do a dozen or two for your family, depending the amount of kids that you have at home, it all works out. So I'm going to take out more eggs that are ready to be popped out. The water should be warm. It shouldn't be burning hot. If you're putting your hands in really hot water, you may need to let it cool. You can always fill it up with warm water. So it's pretty simple. They might look tie-dye-ish at first, and that's okay. These pink ones are really pretty. And it's not ginormous science. It's not rocket science. It's not something you're gonna go crazy over. It's something that can get you a little messy, and it's gonna be lots of fun later on. This one, small smudge, not a big deal. This is just a quick example. I'm gonna flip one of these that's orange. I'm gonna grab one of these yellow ones. The yellow ones may look light yellow right now. They may not look dark enough, but when they dry, they'll be a pretty pastel. You guys can use the things, the utensils I give you, the egg holder, but it's just easier to put on gloves and touch it with your hands. If you have little kids, that may be a huge issue. So this is just a quick example. I think we don't have a red one, so let's flip that one around. And then we just give them a quick flip. This is an orange one that's pretty much ready. Has a little bit of red, but it's okay. So this is basically the first part. You fill up your cartons and you let them dry. So I'm going to dye all of these eggs. It only takes a little bit. If I feel the water needs more food coloring, I'll add more food coloring. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to put them right back on here and I'm going to pile them up just like that. I'm going to let them dry overnight, maybe day and a half. Once they're dried, we'll move on to step 2. We're done.